This is Real Generational Wealth. Live from Southern California, this is Abby, Espy, and Jen.
Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I was trying to figure out if the sound did or didn't go through on that intro. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, well, welcome back to Real Generational Wealth, where we have over 50 years of combined experience making sure you and your clients always have a place to call home. If you are catching us live, hashtag live. And if you're catching us on the replay, hashtag replay. Welcome back, everyone. This week, we have a very special episode. We've brought on a few of our previous clients so that we can give you, firsthand look on what it's like to be a buyer in today's crazy market. We want you guys to kind of see what it's like to get in the trenches with us. So stay tuned as we bring all of them on later today. What's up, ladies? How are you? What's going on your end of the market?
Pretty good, pretty busy. I'm working with some buyers in Chino. So we're looking for a single-story home in Chino, up to $700,000. We can close in 21 days. Right now, we're just getting outbid, surprisingly. Like we go over list price, and it's a seller's market right now. There's just not enough inventory in Chino. So, and my clients are looking in the west side of Chino next to where their business is located. They've had that business for like 25 years, and we're just having a hard time getting their offers accepted. So if there's any sellers out there with a home in Chino, it's a pretty easy transaction. No, they're not contingent on selling their home, so we can close pretty quickly. I also have so if a lot of you probably think it's so expensive to live in Southern California, but I have a listing coming up under $300,000. Guess where? Guess where? Victorville! Yay!
Oh wow!
It's in Victorville, so it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's in
wow, that's a deal.
Huh? Yeah,
that's a deal. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, under 300.
Yes, and it's a single family home. The lot size is about 4,000. So it's smaller, but it's a great first time home.
Yeah, great starter home.
Yeah, it's a nice starter home because a lot of people are like, I want to move out of state. California's too expensive, but just go to Victorville. You can get a home for $300,000.
I mean, the nice thing with everybody working from home now, like you can go that far out from the city, right? Like you don't need to be near downtown. You don't need to be near, the office or anything like that. So
how far is Victorville from where you are, Abby?
From where I am, it's 55 miles.
55 miles?
It's not bad.
Going inward?
Going north.
Going north towards Las Vegas. So I think Las Vegas, you can get there in like 2.5 hours from Victorville.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, when you go to Vegas on the 15th, it's there. Like you'll see once you go up the El Cajon Pass, that's Victorville, Hesperia, that area.
It's like where Pear Blossom and the 15 meet, basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of Pear Blossom, we just closed escrow on a house in Palmdale, and I know Palmdale's kind of far from where I am. It's like I think 100 miles.
That's what
away.
I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I would take Pear Blossom. I would take the 15 to Pear Blossom whenever we would go out there looking for homes. And those are the clients that I'm wanting to bring on today. Hopefully they log on around 5:30. So they just closed escrow on their home.
Nice.
And so it's been pretty busy. Just my listing. I have a listing for $3.5 million. That one's sitting a little bit because my client. Something happened with the first buyer that went over asking price, and at no fault of my client, we didn't open escrow. So yeah. So how about you, ladies?
Well, quick question about you, because I mean, you're mentioning all these different areas. Are you finding any difference in the market on the area?
Yes,
Like, is
yes.
it more competitive in certain areas for you?
So Inland Empire, some people think, oh, I'll go out, LA is very competitive. If I go to the Inland
Oh, inland
Empire
is too.
and more east, there's less
Mhm.
competition. But it's like I said earlier, Chino is pretty competitive. In
Yeah.
Palmdale, when we submitted an offer, there was multiple offers, and actually a higher offer came in after us. But we were able to get our first offer and their first choice. We were able to get it accepted. But when we go to like Moreno Valley, I think it's less competitive than, let's say, Eastvale or Chino. Right now, Eastvale, where I live, it's super competitive. Like the home prices have gone up over 200 grand just in the last year and a half.
Wow.
So
A lot of the new families are going there, right?
yes,
New
especially
families,
with
younger
COVID,
family.
Eastvale has big homes, like 4,000 square foot homes.
Yeah.
They're around 5 to 10 years old, most of them, and they're
Mhm.
huge. And a lot of people are realizing, okay, we don't need to live in LA or Irvine where it's super expensive. We can just
Right.
get a home in Eastvale and have a home office. And that's why
Yeah,
we're
the
seeing,
good thing about that is because it's 10 years. So the house is already settled. They have already done their upgrades. They finished the landscaping, and
that's
it's
right.
still pretty new house,
Yes, it's pretty
you
new.
know?
I love Eastvale. I feel like it's going to be the
Yeah.
next Irvine and Tustin Legacy. Like Ontario Ranch is going to be Tustin Legacy, and then Eastvale is going to be like a new Irvine because they're putting
Mhm.
in 6 shopping centers, and they have
Wow.
a thing
Mhm.
called Rodeo X. It's a new place. Like they have Rodeo 39 in Garden Grove, but Rodeo X is like one of those food courts that are more modern. They're like not cafeteria style, but it's like an open food court and beer.
Okay. I've seen. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
main thing is
Mhm.
beer. You can drink beer near your
Yeah, the
kids.
trend now is eating out.
What?
The trend now is eating out. People are not shopping
Yes,
anymore. They just want to go eat out.
I
yes.
mean, people have been, they've been home for the last year and a half, so now it's
Yeah.
it's all this catch up, right? Everybody's trying to go out and
Mhm.
eat out or travel, or the
Mhm.
people who don't travel, they, like you said, they're eating out and kind of just going out instead of being in. But
Yeah.
that's awesome. It sounds like there's like so much development, and that's the thing about SoCal. I feel that even though everybody's saying I'm trying to leave California, or there's this huge mass exodus
Hmm.
that they're saying, I feel like everybody's still coming to Southern California, right? You have so
Oh
many
yeah.
areas here that are being developed. I mean, even not even just LA,
Mhm.
but like you were talking about Eastvale and places in the Inland Empire. Like there's so many places for people to
There's
come to.
always, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Even in
move.
Santa Clarita area,
Hmm.
going more north, yeah. There's
It's
a lot of
hot in that
development
area.
going
I mean,
on. Yeah.
not hot, but the market is hot in Santa Clarita. I'm scared
Mhm.
to take buyers there.
Ah.
I mean, I
I
don't work
just
that area. And you probably
I
work that area, Jen. You and SB.
I actually
But
just got
Yeah.
a my poor buyers. I just got a rejection today. We did not get our offer accepted. We went
oh,
we went 75K above asking. We didn't get it. Last week they went 100K above asking in Santa
Where's
Clarita. We're
that,
looking at
Jen?
Santa Clarita.
Oh, Santa
And
Clarita.
yeah, Santa
Oh,
Clarita. And I mean
Sandy
they're
Canyon.
yeah, they're kind of
Ah.
open to everything, Canyon
oh,
Country and Castaic,
Yes.
and it's always so heartbreaking to deliver the news. But I mean, I have faith that
Mhm.
the right one will come, and
Yeah,
so
that's right.
that's true.
Yeah.
But like you asked earlier, are there differences in the markets or within certain cities? Like yes, like Chino Hills. A lot of people don't even want. A lot of people are priced out of Chino Hills and Santa Clarita. I'm sure a lot of even my buyers that bought in Palmdale, it's just Santa Clarita. You get 2 bedrooms for the
yeah,
same price that they would get a huge place or a 2,000 square foot home in Palmdale. So
Right.
that's why
Mhm.
we just, we're like, okay, we're kind of priced out of Santa Clarita and it's very competitive. So let's look at a different area. So if the buyer is willing to be more flexible in the area that they're looking in, then there's more of a chance of getting them a home. Whereas like Irvine, Irvine is a very tough market, million plus for a 3 bedroom. So yeah. How about in the markets that you guys work in? Like,
I am seeing. I mean, I'm sure I speak for both SB and I. Like in the Valley, it's still crazy competitive. If anything, certain areas maybe a little more. My guest that's actually coming on next, she originally was looking in just Granada Hills. Like I remember we were very adamant.
Oh
We
my
wanted to
gosh,
stay in Granada Hills. But it was
school.
a little too competitive, so we kind of went on the outskirts. We went to Northridge and North Hills. She did end up in Granada Hills anyway, but
oh, awesome.
We will get there when we get there. When I bring her on. But that's why, going back to what you said, is if a buyer's a little flexible, you do open up yourself to a lot more opportunities.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
The good thing is like with LA County, I didn't realize that Palmdale and Lancaster, like those are part of LA County. And with LA County, you can go high on, if you do an FHA loan, you can go, I forgot what the limit was, but like over 800,000. Whereas if you go to
because it's LA County.
Yeah, LA County or San Diego, you can go high on the FHA loan limits. But if you go to the Inland Empire, it's like 477. So you're very limited. And so home buyers there, you need to make up the difference. Like if you want to go to a $600,000 house or $700,000, you got to have that cash on hand because your loan is only limited to like 477 or 548 for conventional. But yeah, that's something that I didn't realize Palmdale was in LA County. I mean, it's my first time.
It's so far.
Yeah, it's far. And then a lot of times I don't even have access to the Supra. I'm like, it's a CentriLock.
Yeah, so, they're their own like MLS and board.
They have their own MLS. And a lot of the homes, I'm just like, how do I get in? Yeah. And I'll just find it on Redfin. It won't be in our MLS, but it'll be on Redfin. It's just I can't access it from CRMLS. So, but yeah, those are the differences.
Yeah, the good thing is, if you have a buyer or investor, I'm working with some buyers and investors right now. And it is important that you really know what they're looking for. Because if you know what they're looking for and their capacity and they are motivated, then it's easier for you to find different avenues for them to purchase. Because even though the market is so hot right now that it is like, everything is just being sold so quickly, there's always a crack. There's always a crack right there that you can go through. I've been calling a lot of for sale by owners and also expired listings. And you'll be surprised, that there is there was one property I was looking at, and this is for an investor, and the guy canceled, the contract expired. So I called him the day that it expired. And I said, I want to take a look at the property because it's unique. That's looking for a single family home that is zoned commercial, those kinds of things,
That's hard.
Where you can do some business.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. And so I met him. Yeah. So, it's under $1 million. It's in Glendale, and it's commercially zoned, and it's move-in condition, but it's small, but it's right next to a shopping mall. And then I asked him, why did you cancel? Oh, my listing agent said he's going to cancel on me because of certain disclosures that I didn't want to disclose. I said, oh, okay. So there are always something that can be a reason. It's not just because of the price or because there are certain reasons why people cancel. And those kinds of listings can be back in the market, or you can even talk to them privately so that you can bring in an investor who would be more willing than not to make an offer for it. So there's always those little cracks.
Did you find out why they did it? What they didn't want to disclose? Because they're gonna have to disclose it anyways.
I know. I
when
think
they
it's
have a
more of
buyer.
like because he's a lawyer and the agent is like a high end listing company. I guess there was so much into who's right and who's not type of thing. So certain things like that can break a contract. You know.
Yeah, it seems
So
like maybe the brokerage didn't want any liability. Like they wanted
Probably.
it could
to
be.
close
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they didn't want to take on that
But
liability.
but it could be sometimes it just needs to be properly addressed,
Hmm.
you know? Yeah. So there's always something. And so right now I'm looking for this investor who wants to purchase somewhere in the valley or maybe in downtown LA where it's a single family home, but it is zoned commercial, and the budget is like 1.2. So,
There's a
if
lot of
you know
those in
anybody
Rialto.
who's
If you go to Rialto, you can find a lot of those like on a busy street, 400,
Yeah, the
500
ones in the
down.
busy street. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it'll have trucks parked in it.
Uh-huh. So, so we'll see. I just found. I just started working with her this weekend, and yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be something that would fit her needs. Yeah.
I'm sure
How
you'll
about
find
you,
it.
Jen? Yeah.
Um, my buyers are not having too much luck right now. But we are churning and burning. My listings, I have a listing that we actually just got full contingency removal today. I was a little worried about the
Okay.
appraisal not coming in because a lot of appraisals lately have not been coming in. We
Yeah.
are in escrow for like 40 grand above the last sale in the same community. It's a townhouse. And that one just sold like 2 months ago. And so I was afraid that I wasn't going to appraise, but we got the appraisal. It came in at value, which is nice.
Very nice.
So did you
Yeah.
do anything to get that appraisal up? I mean, as a listing agent, did you meet with the
I
appraiser?
met the appraiser and I schmoozed the appraiser. And I mean, I pointed out all the upgrades that my clients did do because I mean, they did do. The house was already remodeled when they bought it, but they did do quite a few upgrades. So I made sure to mention all of that. And I'm sure the appraiser took that into account, which is nice.
Yeah, it makes a
So we got
big
that done.
difference when you meet with the appraiser because
Oh,
sometimes
for
they'll
sure.
have comps. Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
have comps that are really low or outliers, and it's good to just let them know, like, okay, we have multiple offers,
Yeah.
so more
I mean,
than
she
one
did
person.
ask, that appraiser did ask me, did you have multiple offers? And I said, yes, we had gotten 8 offers and all of
Uh-huh.
them were above asking. And so, some appraisers do take that into consideration, but I don't know if all of them do. So it's nice that she took the uptick in the market into consideration.
That's
And then other than that, I have my big Brentwood listing finally opened escrow this week for
How
10
long was that
million.
on the
I was
market?
so excited.
Wow.
But that's why, going back to what you had mentioned, Abby, you have your $3 million listing that's kind of sitting. I mean, it's just a different market, right? Once you hit a
Yeah.
certain price threshold,
Mhm.
our Brentwood listing has been sitting essentially since the beginning of the year.
Uh-huh.
And we've kind of been going back and forth, but we got the number that my clients wanted. So we opened escrow
Very
this week. It
nice.
was nice.
Wow.
That's exciting.
Mhm.
Yay, congrats. That's a huge relief.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Once all the contingencies are removed, that'll be a
Exactly.
nice
Yeah, we have inspections this week and beginning of this or end of this week and beginning of next. So
Mhm.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I mean, that's about it for the market. So I guess we could probably bring on our first guest. I want to do a quick little intro about her. Her name is Nina. She is a client that I closed, I think it was like a month and a half ago. It was a long road. I wanted to bring her on because I know there's a lot of you buyers who are watching and are probably getting discouraged with the market.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's a roller coaster. It's up and down. But I would love for you guys to hear directly from her, kind of her firsthand experience, what it's like to be, in the buyer seat. I know some things, especially online, all this data you guys are seeing, it could be scary because prices are through the roof and this and that. But it is possible to find your dream home. So let me bring her on. Give me 1 second. everyone. This is Nina.
Hi.
Hi, Nina.
Hello, Nina.
Hi.
Hi, Nina. Thank you for coming on today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so I don't know, ladies, do you have any specific questions for her?
Okay, so how did you find Jen? Like, how did you end
Yeah.
up hiring her?
So, gosh, it was probably at the beginning of the year where I was talking to one of my classmates from business school. And I was like, I don't know where to start to find a realtor. I've never done this before. And he was like, you know what? I have a friend, a really good friend who actually just bought a house. Maybe I can ask her for her realtor. So her realtor was Jen. And so she had sent my friend her information, then sent it to me. So we have like a third degree connection, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then how long did it take you guys to find a place or to go into escrow?
Yeah, I mean, we looked, I think, starting in February, because I connected with Jen at the end of January, started looking in February, and then we closed escrow at the end of June. So it was a long road. Like,
It's a long road.
I literally saw Jen every weekend for 4 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I spent more time with you than a lot of my friends.
It was a lot. Like, there would be some weekends where maybe we wouldn't see each other, and my boyfriend, who I had bought the house with, he was like, "Are we supposed to see Jen this weekend?" I was like, "No, I don't think so."
Let's start missing her.
Yeah, so like we would get so used to like just planning to go look at houses. I mean, we looked. I did a rough count, and we looked at probably over 30 houses and put out over 10 offers, until we found my house, the one.
I mean, that's something I want to bring up, because we mentioned it earlier in the show, where if you have buyers who are open to other areas, even if it's like the outskirts of kind of a certain city they're looking in, they open up to a lot more opportunity. Because in the very beginning, Nina was very adamant. She was like, I want to be in Granada Hills. I need to be in the Granada Hills school district. It's got to be Granada Hills. And I was like, okay. I mean, but at the time, there was like 2 listings in Granada Hills. There was seriously nothing in Granada Hills. So we started opening up to areas. Actually, we opened up to the valley for a little bit. Remember, we even looked in like Canova Park and Reseda, but you don't know if you don't like the area unless you actually start looking.
Yeah.
So we went there. They didn't like it. We kind of made our way back to Granada Hills.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, I was looking for a home that I could settle in for, 5 to 7 years. So I just thought, in 5 to 7 years, where do I see myself? Well, I see myself maybe with one child. And so I had to think about the schools. But, in the beginning, I was like, I want to be in a place where there's a good elementary, middle, and high school, which, I mean, if you want that in Granada Hills, it's going to be like upwards of $1 million, which I was not looking in that. So I had to kind of cut my criteria a little bit. And I was like, okay, just a good elementary school. Let's start, that gives me, from now until I have a kid, until they're like in 5th grade. So we have a good elementary school in this area as well.
Awesome. That's what I know Granada Hills for. Like, I don't know that much about Granada Hills, but all I heard was they have the best schools.
Yeah, they have great schools.
They probably have the best schools in the valley. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's popular for the younger families, huh?
I think so. I think, the families that want to start to settle down and like think about having kids and all that.
Yeah.
So what would you say, I just want to ask, because I don't think I've ever asked you, what was your perception of the market, or I guess of home buying in general, before we met, and then during the whole process, and then after we got your house?
Oh my God. So before, I was like, I just want to buy a house, it's fine. But during the process, you learn about all the nuances of like your monthly payments and interest rates and how that fluctuates, and how if you put less money down, your monthly payment is higher. And if you put more, then it's less. And just trying to take all of that into consideration to make it fit our lifestyle was a lot. It was very also emotional during the process, which I don't know. I've never been like so on edge before, like just constantly. And for 4 months that we looked, but I mean, before, my perception of it was like you find a house and then you put in an offer and then you get it, and if you don't, then you move on. But during
I didn't realize all the details.
all the details, and then all the like emotional like exhaustion. Like literally, we're just driving around the valley every single weekend, thinking, yes, I like this one, or no, I don't like it, or yes, I like this one, I hope we get it, I hope we get it. We put in an offer, and then you have to wait like 3 to 5 days waiting for an offer, for them to say like, for a response. And so, it doesn't just like you put in an offer. I mean, maybe for some people, but for me, I was just like, are we going to get it? Are we going to get it? Jenny, have you heard anything? Have you heard anything? Like, so it was a very emotional process, very draining, but, and also every time after we went to see houses, we would be so exhausted, but we would go get like fast food after. And I'm pretty sure during this whole process, I like stress ate a lot.
We have a question, Jen, from Ferris. Okay, question for Nina. With your house buying experience with Jen, how important do you think it was working with an agent instead of trying to do it on your own?
Oh my God. So this is a really, really, I guess, relevant question to me, because before, I mean, my family, they kind of dabble in real estate a little, not like as an agent, but they like to buy real estate and stuff. And a lot of the times they went, directly to the seller's agent. And, I didn't think, that it was not ethical, but I don't think that a seller's agent can represent me or, the buyer. Yes, they can't really cater to my best interest if they're also trying to, represent the seller. So I just like in my gut and just, I couldn't in good faith trust someone that would do that, like to do that. Yeah. So for my first house, I was like, and also like during COVID, it was so hard to get like showings because you would have to have someone turn in these forms and stuff. So Jen like made it super easy. I would literally just screenshot her like a whole bunch of places and she would schedule it like back to back. And we would just see each other maybe for 2 to 3 hours, depending on how many houses. And, she made everything so easy because I wouldn't have to be the one planning, like, where do we go and in what order? Like she just does it all. She writes up the offers. Like, sometimes we would be like, okay, we see a house and we say, okay, let's offer this amount. By the time we get home, like it's in our inbox already just to sign off. Jen is like very, very efficient. Yeah. So, I think it's really important to have an agent, especially for me with my first house, like to have someone represent you and your best interests. And I mean, I worked with Jen for 4 months and she knew exactly like what I wanted and how we felt about, like
certain things.
Yeah. Certain things like contingencies,
features, location, the school.
Yeah. So I thought I wouldn't not have gone the other route. Look, like ever. I don't even want to say like going through this experience with Jen, I wouldn't go back, but like in the beginning, I would have never gone that route anyways. So, but Jen made it super, super easy. And she was just very communicative the whole time. And yeah, and she got through it. I mean, I say like I got through this, but she got through it with me too, because I would say I'm kind of demanding.
I mean, I think just to kind of piggyback off that, I don't know if a lot of clients realize that we're on this emotional roller coaster with you guys, right?
Yes, that's so true.
Even though we are working with a ton of buyers or a ton of clients, it's just as heartbreaking when we lose an offer, and it's just as exciting when we get it accepted, and it's up and down and up and down. But I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. So
yeah, I mean, just to say, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I mean, just to say like how exciting it is. It's like, I remember the night that Jen had called me to tell me about our offer getting accepted, and it was my boyfriend's birthday. We had just gotten home from dinner, and it's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, why is Jen calling us at 9 o'clock? And I'm like, she's calling us to tell us that we didn't get the offer accepted. And I'm like, great, she's just gonna do it on Willie's birthday. But she called and she was like, we got the offer accepted, and we're out. It was like just a crazy turn of events, if you will, or like sequence of events, because it was my boyfriend's birthday, and so it was very exciting. Yeah.
It was a big surprise for you.
Yeah.
Very huge. I don't call all my clients at 9 p.m. But I try not to bother anyone.
Not after.
Not after. I try not to. The day we got the acceptance, the agent texted me at like 8:50. And I remember sitting on the couch with my boyfriend. We were watching a TV or a movie. And I was like, babe, I think I just got acceptance. And he's like, on Nina and Willie? I was like, yeah. I got so excited. And I was like, but I had to I didn't know if I should call you. I like I said, I'm just as on this emotional roller coaster with you guys. I went back and forth for at least 5 minutes before deciding to call you. But I mean, I'm glad I did, because again, we're in this together, right? And so it's teamwork, ultimately.
Yeah.
Plus, of course, you're not going to call her at 9 with bad news. Sorry. At 9 p.m. But what I was going to say earlier, Nina, you brought up a good point that the listing agent has a different objective. Their objective isn't to get you the lowest price. Their objective is to get the highest price and most
for the seller
and best terms for their seller. So it's conflicting. It does conflict a little bit, actually a lot, when there's dual representation. Because I know I've done it a couple of times, and the way it usually works is the buyer just has to go with what the seller wants.
The seller says.
If the buyer's willing to do that, and just give up all their rights or any representation, then it works. Like if they really want the house that bad. But it is always good to have a buyer's agent on your side. You have someone working with you as part of your team, instead of you just going in blind, basically. So that's a great point that you brought up.
So just to end it and wrap it up with a little bow, Nina, I have one last question for you.
Sure.
What's one piece of advice that you can give to any potential buyers watching right now who are, I guess, thinking about starting their process of home buying but haven't quite gotten there yet?
You want to get someone who's super knowledgeable about the market, because when we were going through this, I had a budget. And Jen would tell me, I think this house is going to go for X amount. And I would be like, you're freaking crazy. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, I was like, what do you mean? Like, in my mind, of course, I never said that outwardly to you, Jen. But, I would bookmark it on Zillow. And then lo and behold, a month later, after it closes escrow, it comes out and it's
true.
It's pretty spot on as to what Jen had estimated. So get someone who's super knowledgeable about the market, because it'll help you position yourself in a place where when you put in your offer, it's going to be close and you're not going to feel so far off that you're just like, why am I losing out on all my offers? But, it just helps like to know where it's at. And then you can at least still gauge things when you're going and looking at houses, and you can estimate that. Like your agent is able to estimate that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations, Nina.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I'm sure you're going to be working on that.
It's been nonstop working, but it's been really good to be working on something that's yours and that you're putting your
pride of ownership.
Yeah, and we're making it the way we want to, and it's like an investment, and we are very happy to be in something now, because hearing you guys talk about like the market and how it's still booming, I'm like, I am so happy I'm not there anymore. Although I miss seeing Jen on the weekends, I'm very happy not to be seeing Jen on the weekends as well.
We'll have to plan a weekend where we're, we can hang out and not house hunt. So.
Yes, I'll have to set, make things all pretty, and then I'll have you come over for like drinks or something.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Nina.
Of course. Thank
and have
you.
a good rest of the evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Okay. So there you have it.
Wow.
I mean, we went through a lot, it was definitely an up and down. So I wanted people
It's
to
clients
kind
like that really make you love what you do, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
able
right.
to-
They're very grateful.
Yeah.
Lots of gratitude and happy,
And
that
she
they
looks like
finally
she's so
got what they
relieved
want.
not
Yeah.
not to be looking at houses anymore. She's like, oh, I can relax.
It was a long process. So, but SB, we have your client next. Do you want to give a little intro or talk about it?
Yes. Well, actually, my client had to go to the Bay Area because they have to do some kind of a medical procedure
Oh.
for her husband. So it was just a routine checkup. So I can't bring her in. I was so excited to bring her in because she's a perfect example for retiring style. So anyway, I met my client Evelyn Saunders about 4 or 5 years ago in a networking group. It's called Successful Thinkers Network. She was actually my speaker.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh.
yeah, she was very articulate and all that. So anyway, she approached me early last year during the COVID, and they found out that I was here in Hollywood, and she got so excited because their two daughters actually went to the film school here about a year ago, and finally they said that, Mom, we decided that we're going to be here in Hollywood and this is where we're going to stay. The two girls that they both have, right? The only two girls that they have. So they thought about it, and they said, you know what? We're gonna move there. so they SP is the perfect person to do it. So they were at first looking all over the place. They were looking all the way to Riverside, looking at different areas, and then finally Valencia, Santa Clarita, and we finally found this house in Santa Clarita, and at the Robinson Ranch. It was a beautiful home.
Oh, that's a nice
And
area.
yeah. At first, they found one that we made an offer on, but when we made an offer, it was contingent to the house that they're going to sell in Livermore. So after 30 days, we lost it, and they were, they were really disappointed with that. So we had to fast right away, look for other properties, send me in listings, all the way even to Moore Park. And so we finally found this house. Actually, this house was already in contract. But over the weekend, when we were going to the previews, the agent called me because I was persistent with the agent. Said, "Hey, tell me when if you have another house there in that particular ranch and that particular neighborhood, let me know." And then he was actually telling me about a property that's a lot way more, close to 2 million. But we were looking, and then finally he called me Saturday and he said, "If you're going here on Sunday, I can show you this house because the contract is falling apart." So we did. And we went through all that process, and we were selling the house in Livermore, buying this house, and still going through her business. It was really a hurdle. And finally, when we closed escrow, this is the video that we put together, and she asked me to video it for them. They came in like 7 o'clock at night and all starving because they were all busy moving all their stuff. Their daughters coming from LA and they were coming from the Bay Area, all with the moving trucks. and I know that they are vegetarian, so I got them some vegetarian food and some balloons,
Nice.
some welcome bouquet. So yeah, why don't you share that,
All
Jen?
right, here's the video. Give me 1 second.
So hopefully you can hear it.
Looks like a nice place. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a
upgraded.
beautiful home.
Yeah, is
This
that
would
commercial stovetop?
Well, you can't hear what she's saying, but she's saying that they just came in from the front door, and they were praying outside before they came in here, thanking God for all this, for this home. They
Oh,
sold a Yeah, they sold their house for 1.1 million that they lived on for 28 years in Livermore. It was a very small house. It was 2100, and they're
Wow.
moving to this beautiful home that's 5,000 square feet with a pool,
Wow.
and in the
whoa.
backyard was the view of the golf course and the mountains
That's a
and the
dream house.
sunrise. Sun rises right there from their backyard. It's beautiful. And
Wow.
so they're so excited about the home. It's double the size of their home that they sold, and it's pretty much like 400,000 more than what they sold. You know, for a
Nice.
house that they have. So they're showing off the keys.
What's she saying?
Well, she's telling us how this was really God given, because this property was already in contract,
Right.
and then Saturday, the agent called me and he said that it's falling apart. So Sunday, I included this into our lineup of houses. This is the last one that I showed them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they're gonna love this house because it was the same complex where we made an offer that they lost the house. But it's much beautiful house than the previous one that they made an offer on.
I mean, it
So the
looks
ones
beautiful. That's a really nice
Yeah,
kitchen.
yeah, it's a beautiful home. And the thing is that the couple that lived here really did a lot of upgrades on the home. They spent $500,000 just on the landscaping, you know.
wow. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
and they were able to get a lot of the furniture, the heavy,
Mm-hmm.
beautiful furniture, huge mirrors and all that. So she was, they were very, very thankful, and it was kind of like a win-win situation for them because the couple wanted to take their time. They're going to retire, and they want to move to Las Vegas, so they are moving to an apartment that was like a three-bedroom small apartment, and they have so much stuff that they have to put in the storage. So
Mm-hmm.
all the landscape, all the furniture that they have in the backyard for the pool and the bar, they have a huge um, barbecue bar there, outside the barbecue and party table, huge long stone table that they have. They have two sets of, beach set and sofa set on the side. They left all of that for them,
Nice.
for a really bargain price, you know.
That's awesome.
And yeah, so it was a win-win because they didn't want to hurt, to bring all of the stuff with them, and then they were able to sell that, and they wanted those two because it really matches the house, and it really saved them a lot of time shopping,
Yeah.
because it was already meticulously chosen for that particular home.
Right.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
I mean, that's something
So
I want to add because you had said this particular property was already in escrow, right? And then
mhm,
it
mhm.
fell out and essentially fell
Yeah.
into your guys' lap, right? So
Right.
for buyers that are watching, because that's also happened to me, like some
Yeah.
previous clients where we lost out on the first set of offers, right? Like they had already accepted something else. And it's not over until the fat lady sings. Like anything can
That's right.
happen. Things
Yeah.
can fall out, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. They always come back.
Mhm,
So
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
that's congratulations to your buyers.
Yeah,
No.
considering that it was the first year of COVID last year,
Yeah.
it was really hard because they were have to go move back and forth, driving back and forth. They were selling their house. The agent that they hired decided to renovate the whole house to fix it. It took them 30 days. So that's the reason why we lost the first escrow. But it was a blessing because then, we found this house, and this was a perfect house for them that they're enjoying until now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Mhm.
All right, Abby, do you want to introduce your guest?
Oh, are they there? Awesome.
They are there. They are backstage
Thank
hanging
you
out.
guys. Thank you guys for waiting. So I have
Yes.
Jaja and Patrick on, and they were the ones I mentioned earlier that we got them a home in Palmdale, and it was our first choice, first offer, and it got accepted. And we had a higher offer came in after us actually, but we had already opened escrow. So
Nice.
welcome,
All right,
guys.
let me bring them on.
Mhm.
Hi, guys.
Welcome, guys.
Hello.
I think it's on mute.
Oh, there you are in mute.
There you go. Hi.
Hi, you guys.
thank you,
Congratulations on your home.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
know you're super busy, so thank you for coming on. So one of the questions that some of our audience might want to ask is, how did you guys find me, or how did you?
Yeah, how did you
come
find
about
Abby?
Okay. I was like on Facebook. I think that March, Abby.
I think so. We've been on for like 24. I think we've had
It's our 24th episode. We've been on since the beginning of the year.
I think it's March, and then me and my husband are planning to buy a house, and then honestly we went to a lender and asked them to pre-approve, and then it's been a week. We don't hear anything from him, and I was like, maybe I should find an agent so that someone can help me or help us to find a house. So I think Abby posted something on Facebook with a really hashtag 7-day contracts, hashtag like that. It's like selling house. And because of that, I added Abby on Facebook and I messaged her, and then she called me. And then, oh, here's the process. How was your credit score? And I was like, honestly, our credit score is not that good. And then I think we told Abby, oh, maybe I can introduce you to our lender so that he can guide you to how to boost your credit score. And then I think that time we're not approved for our credit score. That time is like mine is 610, and my husband was like, "What is your credit
I
score?"
think 670.
670. So
Yeah.
I told Abby, maybe we'll save more, and then we will work on our score, and then we'll call you back. And then I think, is it July, Abby?
Yeah, I kept telling them, let's go buy a house, let's go, you guys, let's go. And then Patrick was like, let's wait, hold on, let's wait until July, or let's wait until July. And I was like, oh my gosh, the home prices keep going up, you guys.
Yeah.
So
Well, the thing is, we don't have the budget yet.
Yeah,
So,
we don't have the budget because our motto is like live life to the fullest. So
yeah.
every year we'll go to another state, have vacation, go to Philippines. So we don't have enough money.
we don't have
And then
savings.
we don't have savings. And then she was like, Patrick wants me to enjoy my salary. Oh, go buy whatever you want because you're not you didn't experience that one when you're in college. So he was letting me buy all the things that I want. And then I think, is it June? Our son, we have a son, 3-year-old son. He keep on clogging our toilet in the apartment. That's the reason why me and Patrick was like, we should get a house. We should get a house
That's
because
so funny.
Well, the landlord was pissed already.
yeah, the landlord
Yeah.
because we
We
keep
keep
on
calling
calling
him.
the landlord.
Yeah,
Our toilet is clogged again.
Yeah.
And then when they fix it, there's some letters on the toilet bowl. So that's why I told Patrick we should buy a house. And then we texted Abby again.
So that's
That's the
how we met.
Nice. So now you're pulling your own toys out of, or you're pulling your kids' toys out of your own toilet.
I mean, so what was your experience? Like, how do you guys feel about the whole process? Because I feel like that's why I wanted to bring you guys on, because you're one of the anomalies. Like, your transaction was so, it was very easy, honestly. I mean, first offer, it got accepted, and then we did escrow in 18 days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Very
Um,
smooth.
Amazing.
I
Very
know, I
smooth.
know. Actually,
Mm.
we are not really ready yet because the budget issue. We keep doing like overtime. Honestly, we don't have that big budget for the house, for the escrow, for the down payment, and then I've been looking around just to match our budget. We went to Moreno Valley. Actually, we did. We have one house that we like, but for some reason our credit score won't allow to approve more than
Yeah, it's only
500.
FHA loan.
Yeah, more than
Mhm.
500 on that certain place. So we told Abby, why don't we go to Palmdale area? Because Palmdale, your $600 $500 is like a big house already compared
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
in LA. It's like a very small place. So yeah, when we saw a house here in Palmdale, we offered first one. I think we offered one,
Yeah.
Abby.
Because we told
One-
Abby we want a house that we had as a like a big backyard. So
No, the first one we offered was the
the
the first
the
the
one
Chinese. Was it a
Yeah,
Chinese?
yeah, the one with the owner, the one with the owner there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one was priced at 579, and we offered 580. But actually, that was the second offer. So
Oh.
we put
Yes.
an offer first for the ones that you guys are in right now, and I can tell that Patrick likes a big backyard. So they
Yeah.
have like, I think almost like half an acre, and their
Wow.
house is actually yeah, it's like a wildlife considered like a wild protected wildlife area, because they have a turtle that's indigenous to Palmdale living in their house. Like, he has a
Yeah,
hole in there.
Right.
He's been there. The turtle's been there since the house was built. So,
Wow. My
yeah,
goodness.
The whole
they have a
process
basketball
actually
court.
was
They got a
crazy.
basketball court, you guys, in their backyard for their first house.
Of getting the house was really smooth, because Abby was really on top of it, and Abby told us, like, if the escrow needs you something or if the lender needs you something, just be on top of it. So that's what we did. Like, if we need if they need some documents, we keep like sending them already like right away. So
Good.
I,
Yeah.
that helps the process make it so easy too.
But honestly, sometimes there's situation that we get discouraged. But Abby's like, no, guys, you should do this. You don't be discouraged. I'll pray to Mama Mary with all.
Because that week we had the Blessed Virgin Mary at our house, so I would
Yes.
pray for them. Oh, please let this go smoothly. I don't want them to be stressed out, because they have a big family, so I want them to have like a huge place to roam around in. And I can tell the boys, they want a huge place. So it was nice that we found this house. One of the things was we had to do a shortened escrow. That's why I was telling them, you guys, we have like 14 days to remove all contingencies, and the escrow, it was delayed by 1 day. So it was a 19-day escrow actually, but overall everything went pretty smoothly. I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, we feel like thrilled because of the appraisal. So we were
Yes.
like, oh sure, our budget is like so tight. And what if the appraisal comes like lower the price that we offer? But thanks God, the appraisal went like the same as the offered price that we did. So we were like, oh my God. When Abby called me early in the morning, like, hey guys, congratulations, they accepted the offer and we're gonna open the escrow. And I was like, oh shoot, this is
Like,
Yes,
real.
This is it. This is reality.
Even the boys are really happy. And then I think when Abby texted us, oh guys, I think somebody offered, I think
More
bigger,
than-
more
more
than
than-
Oh
what we
yeah,
offered
'cause,
with appraisal of 25K, and I was
like a
like,
backup buyer.
and I was like, I really texted Abby, can you explain that to me? Please call me. I'm bugging Abby because we don't know about that one.
yeah,
And she is very patient explaining all the process.
Oh, thank
Even
you
even
guys.
11 o'clock, even 11
Yes,
o'clock at night,
11 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
he's always
Oh,
there to
I
text
don't
back.
even realize it sometimes. Sorry.
So
Yeah,
here's a
you know
question
when
for you guys, for Jaja and
yeah.
Patrick, from a viewer. The question: considering you didn't have all the funds in place, which makes the buying experience feel more stressful, what are you most thankful for working with Abby on getting your home? You just mentioned how she was very thorough, and kind of
Well, Abby, we open up with Abby with everything,
Yeah,
our
everything.
budget and everything. So basically, Abby was the one who guide us. Like, okay, she knows that
She
our
knows how
budget
much.
is only that amount, and she said, you guys have a chance to get this house for sure. Um, um, we actually trust her expertise, and we were not wrong. We got the house
Yes.
after.
We
Oh,
even
Very
you
nice.
guys.
we even rushed the appraisal because we wanted rushed, and then I think there's a problem, Abby. Nobody wants to.
Nobody came for
Nobody
the
came
appraisal.
for
Um,
appraisal.
No, what happened was Palmdale is such a busy area. Like they have so many transactions. There wasn't anyone that wanted to take the rush appraisal because they didn't think they can get it done in time. So it's kind of backwards. We had the loan docs before the appraisal came in. So we
Oh my
had the
gosh.
loan
Oh
approval.
my gosh.
We had the loan approval. We
You got the
had
loan
certified
approval.
loan docs.
We
And
got
the
approved
appraisal
already.
came in after. That's why Patrick was so happy when the appraisal came in because the
Yeah.
backup buyer said that they would go 25,000 above the appraised value.
Yes.
And they were higher than us too. Luckily,
Oh wow.
they opened escrow with us, and those people came in like 2 days after we opened escrow. So they got the house. So everything worked out.
That's awesome.
Thanks to Abby and the team.
Very nice.
And email.
And
I have
Emil
one
too,
last question for you
Emil
guys.
helped. Our lender helped.
Yes, what's that?
Okay, so because Abby mentioned it, like you guys are an anomaly, right? I had my guest on earlier in the episode. Her perception of the home buying process was like, oh, I find a house, I put an offer, and that's it, but she was the opposite. We were in a very competitive market, and it took much longer than we expected, and it was a lot of rejections, a lot of ups, a lot of downs. For you guys, what was your perception of house buying before this? And then, obviously it went so much more smoother during the process. What was it? Did it change from before and then after you got the home?
Well, for me, I had a house before 2012, and then after 3 years on my first marriage, we got divorced. We did a short sale for the house.
Mm.
I ended up filing a bankruptcy. So from 2015 until 2000, before buying the house, it was really a struggle.
Yeah.
We have a bankruptcy issue. Every time you apply for credit, there's a
Rejection.
there's a public record, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
So it was a
Yeah.
struggle. So that's why I'm kind of like, I told Jaja, maybe we can have a house in the next 8 years, because knowing that I had a bankruptcy issue, but because of Abby's expertise, because of Abby's guidance, she said, you know what, you guys are good
Yes,
too.
if you have a bankruptcy.
Yes, you guys are good to buy a house.
Because there were new provisions for the bankruptcy and foreclosures and all that.
Emil
Yeah.
also the is that the lender guy, right, Emil?
Lender
Oh,
guidelines.
yeah.
Yeah, he said after 4 years of
Yeah.
bankruptcy, you're good.
Yes. You okay.
It's just a matter of if you have the budget, if you have the money, to put in for that down payment and for the escrow, and how determined are you to buy a house, then I think we don't have any problem about that. So good thing our credit score went up a little bit, and we were able to approve FHA,
Nice.
and we are a homeowner now.
Very good. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Guys,
Congratulations.
I love your story because like I really wanted to do a good job for you guys because I see that you're starting over and you want to provide for your family and get them a home. And when you said
It's a very nice success story.
yeah, exactly. Like when you said you had a bankruptcy, I was like, oh, as long as you get approved, all that stuff doesn't matter. You just need an approval letter, and then let us know. The lender just needs to let us know how much we can go to, and we'll go
And then we
from
go
there.
from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Abby was the one pushing pushing email like, hey, what's
the update?
what's the
Email.
update?
No, because you know what
Yeah.
we did? You know what happened? At first, we went to Moreno Valley and we looked at houses the whole day. And, we can't do conventional because of the bankruptcy. So we couldn't do conventional. And the loan limit is only 477 in Moreno Valley. So we had to pivot and go somewhere else. And actually, Jaja mentioned that she has friends in Palmdale. And you can get a huge house in Palmdale. Like they have beautiful homes there in the Quartz Hill area where you guys are living. So I was kind of upset. Like I was like, why did you tell us? You know, we can go to Moreno Valley, and then he said, oh no, but if you do FHA, just go to LA County or something. And Palmdale's in LA County, and it all worked out. I think it's much better than the houses we were looking at in Moreno Valley, anyways. Too.
Yeah.
They were smaller. The lot sizes were tiny. Now they have a little clubhouse for the kids. They have that wildlife preservation in the back. They have a turtle.
A lot of open
and
space.
Court. Yeah, and they have solar panels. So they're gonna buy electric vehicles. I'll be so happy if they buy an electric vehicle.
Of course, Abby has
Get
to
a
do that.
Rivian.
We need to figure out
Abby's gonna sell you a Rivian now.
Yeah. A Rivian. Get a Rivian, you guys. The R1T truck. But yeah,
That's what you need. There's no
first, because I
Palmdale.
know owning a house is expensive. So,
Well, congratulations, you guys, on your
Thank
new
you,
home.
thank you.
And thank you so much for coming on our show today.
Of course.
Thank you so
Alrighty.
much. Yeah.
Well, we'll
Thank
see
you,
you next
guys.
time, and have a good rest of your night.
Thank
See you guys.
Thank you again for coming on.
Good night.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, that was very nice.
That's
Well, fun.
awesome.
Thank
Congrats to
you.
them.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I love that though, right? Because you pointed out,
Yeah.
hey, they're starting over, right? They are
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
buyers. You know, it's not their first rodeo, so he knows kind of the
Mhm.
process. But it was kind of a new process for them since they have now a great agent. So awesome.
Mhm.
Congrats to them. Congrats to you on the closing.
Very good.
warms
Yeah.
my heart, like to get buyers like that a home. You know,
Yeah.
like it's what makes me love being a real estate agent. So thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Very
All right.
nice.
Well, that wraps up our show for the day. If any
Yeah.
of you guys have any questions or are interested, in buying or selling, definitely contact one of us. We'd love to bring you on to a future episode and talk about your success story.
That's right.
So if anything, we will see you guys in a couple weeks,
Yes.
and we'll talk to you guys then. Have a good night.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.